just doing a quick review of the week. Can anyone recall what we talked about? Some points. We did go over them a lot, so it should be easy to remember. What did we, oh, I don't want to show this to you yet. What did we go over the week? We talked about sentences. What types of sentences?
We talked about AP from style.
We did. We did that, a lot of that last week. And
How to build a paragraph.
yeah, how to write a strong paragraph. And did you say detail sentences? And what comes after detail sentences? Commentary, day two. Today we'll just be focusing on source types and whether or not we can how we can determine whether or not that source is reliable. So first of all, just can we brainstorm a little bit? Give me some ideas of source types or ways we can go about finding those sources. Just brainstorm.
Books, magazines.
Books, okay.
Websites.
Books,
Articles.
sites, yeah. Anything else? Just a couple more?
Newspaper.
Yeah, exactly, that's a good one. And, well, this is the internet, that's a big one. What I have here are some little worksheets. We're going to watch a movie clip. It's about 4 minutes long. And while we watch it, I want you to fill out these worksheets. It's just very simple. Can someone read the 1 and 2?
Name 2 ways Clara goes about seeking information. Second, name 2 types of sources Clara investigates.
Listening to classical music before going to bed improves health of children because it helps their nerves. Most adults listen to classical music to impress their bosses at work. It is common to
Okay, you can stop there. Just the first 2. So this detail sentence supports the topic sentence. Is that true or false?
True.
True? How does it support it?
It doesn't.
Okay, someone said true, but why doesn't it?
Because first sentence is talking about children and the second one about adults.
Exactly. Does that look like a movie you might want to watch? It's really suspenseful. Okay, I like it.
I don't like that.
Did you understand?
Did you understand it? Yeah. Well, we'll talk about what we just saw. So number 1, what are 2 ways Claire goes about seeking information?
Newspaper.
Yeah, newspapers,
Internet.
websites, internet. In fact, she seeks a very specific website. It was hard to see because the screen wasn't so clear, but I can't remember the name of the governmental organization, but it's to find missing persons. So it was a government site. Okay, what else?
Telephone.
Exactly, telephone. And who was she talking to? It was kind of hard to hear, but could you determine the person who was?
Investigate.
Yeah. She was talking about a person who had investigated the missing person, and so we know that it was the police. She was interviewing them, so she was doing a telephone interview, pretty much. And what else? Did she talk to anybody else in this clip?
Yeah.
Who else?
The lady.
Yeah, the mother of the daughter, so that's another interview. And she talked to one more person,
Husband.
her husband. And would you think that that's a source?
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Since you were taught.
She asked him if he knew the girl who had disappeared was a student where he taught, and in a small community. So, so out of all these sources, the mother, the husband, the police detective, the government site, the newspaper, who would you say is the most, has the potential to be unreliable? Police? Well, I guess a policeman could be unreliable. That would be pretty cool if you could prove that. That would be a really cool part of your paper.
Newspaper.
The newspaper could be.
The husband.
The husband? Why do you say the husband?
Because he doesn't know.
Yeah, that could be it. Also, what about his answer and the way he talked with Claire might make you think, oh, maybe I shouldn't trust him a little bit. Maybe I should check into that. objective in his answer? Did he have, well, why do you say that?
Like, I mean, he had a purpose on the.
Was he open to, was he calm and was he straightforward and factual? Or was he emotional?
Emotional.
He was emotional. Yeah, and that is actually a clue to help us figure out whether. Can someone go ahead and just read all of those words on the left-hand side?
Credible, accurate, reliable, support.
Okay, credible, accurate, reliable, support. This should be like a verb, supported. We discussed that, but what does that mean? Does not acknowledge opposing views.
Like, you can only see from my point of view and you don't see anything else.
Exactly. It's not balanced. You might say that Tacoma, Washington is a dangerous place to live, and it might talk about reasons, but if it doesn't say, well, here are some opposing views, because I don't believe that. Some people do. It's where I'm from. But I think it's a wonderful place to live, and I have reasons for it. So they don't give a balance. What kind of questions can you ask to determine whether or not this is reliable?
Bureau.
Yeah, U.S. Census Bureau. What is that? A credible organization? Yes, governmental. So right away we don't really have to look for any more clues to tell us whether or not this is reliable. And it seems to be the case. The more you have to find, like if you can't find certain elements and you have to keep searching, then it probably is a little bit more questionable. And the more questionable it is, the more you should just maybe move on. So, okay, how about this one? It's a blog. No. We do see a date. We don't see an author. It looks well put together, but like, yes, it is a blog. What kind of questions can you ask to determine whether or not this is reliable?
Bureau.
Yeah, U.S. Census Bureau. What is that? A credible organization? Yes, governmental. So right away we don't really have to look for any more clues to tell us whether or not this is reliable. And it seems to be the case. The more you have to find, like if you can't find certain elements and you have to keep searching, then it probably is a little bit more questionable. And the more questionable it is, the more you should just maybe move on. So, okay. Okay. Are you guys done? How's it going?
Yeah.
Okay.
Please, this back.
Sorry? This one,
Oh,
if you
really?
notice some of the wording, only 5 times in the past 500 million years have such mass extinctions occurred. It just makes a lot of general claims. You can go ahead and scoot your chair back.
How is this verb? Scoot?
Sorry?
Scoot my chair back?
Well, you have to get off of it first.
No. I
Right?
know,
He wants to know what
I
it
want to
is
know
that-
what is the verb.
Oh, scoot? You've never heard of scoot? Have you heard of a scooter? What a scooter is?
I know.
Yes.
Like when it's because you're scooting along. Scooting is like scoot. So when I was a kid, they'd have what are called scooters. You might have seen kids riding them now that have a handlebar that goes all the way down to a board that has wheels on the bottom, and you put your foot on it. It's like a small skateboard with a handle, and you just scoot along. That's a verb.
Love
Yeah.
handles. Love handles.
Okay.
Do you know what it is?
Okay, who had Harmony Central Forums? Who had this one?
Love handles.
Harmony Central Forums.
You guys. Here.
Stop.
Oh, okay. What was your decision about this one? Unreliable. Why is it unreliable? We're talking about this forum here, and they're going to tell us why it's unreliable.
First of all, it's for
It's a forum.
Nicknames.
Yes, nicknames. And so is it full of opinions or is it full of facts?
Opinions. I think.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what is love handles.
It has a lot of I thinks in it. Those are good indicators. Okay. Okay, so next, one word that stepped out to me was solution for overpopulation, stupid wars by something. Anyway, the word stupid really stood out to me. I don't think a credible source would use that word haphazardly. Maybe in a quote.
Dumb.
Okay, so who had this nonprofit organization? I think the same group did.
No, this is really reliable. I can see it by the.
Actually,
Well,
What did the group come up with?
It's unreliable.
Unreliable? Why? I thought they had a good answer. Oh, sorry, Iron.
Yeah, he can answer.
Yeah, we were talking about how when you are doing research in organization websites, you gotta be careful what kind of organization.
So, do you guys feel more equipped as you start your research for your next paper to check out different types of research, whether it's interviews or, well, we could go on, talk more about that next week on actually finding the different sources. But as far as reliability goes, that's very important. It's kind of like, poisoning your paper with unreliable sources. You don't want to do that. So now at this point, we have about 10 minutes left. And I want you to take out your journals, and we're going to answer a prompt question that's on the next slide. And it sort of relates to what we've talked about today, as well as what we talked about for the rest of the week. So,
Do you have my journal, Miss Alice Alice over here?
you know what? I gave you your journal yesterday. I know I didn't. It had a blue cover, and I checked and it said Miss So-and-so.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know where it's going.
Okay.
I lost.
If you don't have it, then you can, do you have what you wrote your journal on yesterday? Do you have your journal response from yesterday?
I have it, but I don't know where is it.
Okay. If you find it over the weekend, you can give it to me on Monday. Okay?
There's so many papers, so I
That was fun activity, no? That was fun activity, was it? No?
Yep.
Okay. So can someone read this? Oh, not this one.
I can't.
I'm going backward.
I can't.
Okay, go ahead. Read that.
Journal. Answer the following question in your journals. Pretend that a magazine is interested in buying your paper for $1,000 in order to population. What would you do to make your paper even better than it's now, so that the magazine would be happy to pay that much?
I like visualizing that because that kind of gives you more motivation to really think about not only the credibility of your paper and the things that prove its credibility, but also its quality and. Thank you, everybody. Does anybody have any questions in regards to the paper, anything we talked about this week or today in
Please,
particular?
regards.
Regards? In regards to means that has to do with. Do you have any questions that have to do with your papers? Or do you have any questions that relates to your papers? Do you have any questions?
Not really.
Questions in regards?
I had a conference with Mr. Kyle Frank Johnson. Yes, this was really good.
Do you have any questions about?
Has everybody had a writing conference so
How's
far?
your paper going?
How's
Your paper?
Oh,
Here
paper?
today?
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you get a chance to meet Kyle?
I may email you.
Was that helpful?
Yeah.
Yeah? Hopefully it's supposed to be. All right, thanks everybody. We'll continue to talk about research next week, and we'll talk about new paper. It'll be fun.